Let's begin.
Hi folks, so this week we are looking at a story of something that actually is portrayed as happening to Jesus, because the last few weeks we've been looking at stories that Jesus has told. This week Jesus is in a city called Jericho. He's walking around, big crowds are coming to see what he's up to, and there's one guy who's a tax collector who really wants to see Jesus, but he's way too short to be able to see Jesus through the crowds, so he climbs up a tree just to catch a glimpse. Jesus looks right up at him, and then Jesus says, "You know what, Zacchaeus, I want to come over to your place for supper tonight." Zacchaeus is a little bit shocked, but he's really happy for Jesus to be coming over. And so Jesus does go over to Zacchaeus' place, and they share a meal together. And there's a moment of transformation for Zacchaeus, where he says, "You know what, if I've taken any money from people who I shouldn't have, I am going to pay it back numerous times, and I am going to give half of what I have to the people who are most in need in our society." Now, lots of people have been grumbling about Zacchaeus and saying, well, why is Jesus going and spending time with this guy? Because tax collectors, as we learned last week, were known for being people who often worked in cahoots with the Roman authorities, and yet Jesus is going and spending time with them. But Jesus says, listen, there's been a point of transformation in this person's life, and even though he is an outsider, and even though probably lots of you folks don't like him, salvation has come to this house on this day. Well, I think it's great that we always have this story right around Halloween, because really it's a story of hospitality, both in terms of Zacchaeus welcoming Jesus, but in another way of Jesus welcoming Zacchaeus into this beautiful community of the kingdom of God in a whole new way. Because on Halloween we go around and we visit people's houses, and even though we're dressed up in these different costumes that make us look, well, a little bit scary and frightening and not the kind of person that we would want to have in our house, all at the same time we welcome those people and give out candy, and there is that exchange. And so maybe that's a connection that we can make for our young people this week as we're looking at this story. But the really strong focus is on hospitality and Christ's desire to welcome not just the people who look good and that we want to have into our homes, but everybody. Well, I hope this has been helpful for you folks for this week. Looking forward to seeing you this Sunday, and God bless.
Listen carefully.